Well, I'm still doing this. Hello everybody, Spooky Sandwoman here. Thank you for checking out episode 5 of Asagao Academy. So last episode, we went to class, we introduced ourselves. For some reason, Shane and PBG don't seem to like us. Apparently, Mai thinks that PBG likes us, and I don't freaking think so. And she was supposed to be in class, but she's not here. So, I don't know what's going on with her. Class came and went and the bell rang, and I was alone. PBG stared at me for the entirety of the class period, his face growing more and more menacing by the minute. What the fuck, PBG? Stop! How his face wasn't stuck in a perma-frown, I would never know. Shane and John didn't bother talking to me as they left the class, and the other students paired up around me. Hey, Mimi, would you like to engage in a casual discourse this evening? Yeah, of course. But why are you talking like that? I stuffed my book into my backpack and headed to the dorm. With a sigh, I unlocked the door to my dorm room. As soon as I opened the door, I heard... What? Mai and I lay in a heap on the floor. I'm so glad you're back! She wrapped her arms around my head and nuzzled me. What are you doing? Come, look! She got off me and helped me to my feet. Excuse me. Excuse me again. That was nasty. Without Mai's face filling my vision, I saw something that had changed. Oh my goodness! The dorm room looked nothing like it had before. The posters and fairy lights were still up, but now the window had light pink curtains and it had cast a warm haze around the room. A brand new white carpet was on the floor. Pillows were piled high in a mountain on the top bunk on the bunk bed. Even our chairs had been replaced with new cushy leather ones. What happened here? Sorry I didn't tell you, but I wanted to surprise you. I thought this would come yesterday, but it was delayed by a day. I wanted to set it up to be a big surprise. I'm still not done yet, though. She gestured to some small potted plants arranged in neat rows on her desk. Want to help? Yeah. Do I ever? We finished setting up the room, switching a few objects here and there in order to better facilitate the feng shui, which May told me was excruciatingly important. She especially wanted to make sure our room was filled with reds and pinks and coupled items, though for what purpose, I wasn't sure. We collapsed with heavy sighs on the floor, then heaved great big yawns. It's not even the end of the day yet, and I'm so tired. Me too. Wait! She shot up suddenly with a jolt. We should get some ice cream! Really? Ice cream? Really? Yeah, something to celebrate being roommates. The ice cream here on campus is genuinely good, I promise. And I'm paying. Well, if that's the case, you made an offer I can't refuse. Why did I just turn into a gold digger? Let's go down there, Hills. I'm gonna take a drink because this is over now. Sorry. Sweet, let's go. Let me guess, I'm gonna run into another normal boots man. Maybe hit him black. I don't fucking know. The school shop was in a side building off the cafeteria, packed with instant noodles and giant bottles of soda. Ginger ale. Students wandered the aisles aimlessly, clearly here more to spend time than money. Yeah, I get that a lot. Mai paid the cashier and we grabbed our ice cream cones. Mine the one covered in sprinkles. Whoa, this is delicious. Isn't it? We're lucky to have such good food on campus. This place would be awful if we didn't. I nodded and was about to respond when I noticed a commotion outside. Ooh, let's see what's going on. Mai grabbed my arm and dragged me outside. There, 3 boys wearing normal boots jackets were shouting at each other, each of their faces turning purple. This again. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, what did he say?
Mamma mia!
Did he just say Mamma Mia? my god. I am clearly the one who possesses the popular masculine form. Yeah, right, I'm taller than you and more attractive to boot. Come on, guys. Can you not see these muscles? Nick pulled the back sleeve of his jacket and flexed his arm. These guys always go on about weird stuff like this. They're very energetic. Oh yeah? Josh got into the downward-facing dog pose, yoga pose, and grinned. Look at this butt! Just look at this! What I don't understand is why they don't just ask Jared. Oh yeah? Paul kneeled low to the ground and then took off in a sprint, heading straight towards us.
Yeah.
Check this out! He sprang into the air in a graceful ballerina's leap, spinning through the air, and finally came straight for me? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. When I opened my eyes, I was sprawled flat on the ground, covered in dirt. Something cold and wet oozed onto the top of my blouse. Hana, are you okay? I sat up. Chunks of ice cream fell from my blouse to my skirt. Ugh, what happened? You fucking did it pure wet and you fucked up, bruh! You ran into someone, you idiot! My uniform. It's ruined. For a few seconds, silence. Then snickers rippled around me like the whining of cicadas. My throat closed up, water stinging my eyes. Not this again. I stood up, prepared to walk away with dignity, when the entirety of the Normal Boots Club suddenly appeared in front of my face.
What's up?
What happened here? Seriously? Tears slid down my face. No, not here! I didn't want to cry in front of them!
Hey.
Hana, are you alright? I'm going home. Wait, Hana! It's fine, I just want to be alone for now. It took all of my will not to run back to the dorm. The dorm. I immediately changed into my pajamas and climbed into bed, reaching for my stuffed rabbit. Well, now I want my tiny! Because now I'm sad. I fucked up in front of the hot guys. There's my tiny. It's not a rabbit, but it's a dog. I'm sad. What am I gonna do if this ends up just like last time? Mr. Bunny stared at me with his big, lifeless eyes. I squished him to my chest, losing myself in his soft fur. I guess me and Hana are very similar. The door opened with a soft click. Hana, are you okay? I rolled over in bed to face the wall, pretending to be asleep. Mai stood in the center of the room for a while, looking at me. Finally, she sat down at her desk and began to work on something. The sound of her pencil scratching against the paper stilled my mind. I don't know how many hours passed, but eventually I fell asleep. Well, what am I going to do for a uniform tomorrow? It's dirty. I woke up to my alarm beeping, feeling only dread of the hours to come. After the nightmare that was the ice cream incident yesterday, I never wanted to take another step out of my room. I curled up inside my blankets as my alarm went off. It was only the second day of school, and I felt the same as I did every morning at home. Mai, of course, was already up. I could hear her hair straightener clap shut every few seconds from across the room. I felt bad about letting the alarm go off for so long, so I slid my hand out of the covers to switch it off. Hana? Hana, get up, sleepyhead. I know you're awake. I didn't even have time to poke my head up before Mai's body slammed me into the edge of my mattress, bouncing me up. She jumped from almost halfway across the room. Ha! You can't hide from Mai! Sorry. I was breathless and paused to calm my heart before speaking again. Are you worried about what happened yesterday? No, shit! I just got embarrassed in front of the cool guys! The hot guys! The cool hot guys! Of course I'm upset. No one cares about it, Hana. I almost forgot about it myself. That's because it didn't happen to you! It hurts in the head. Psychologically. She must have seen my face. She brought an arm around my shoulders and pulled me closer to her. For real though, we're gonna go to class and no one's even gonna mention that you made a huge fool of yourself yesterday. Thanks, Mai. You could have put that better. I'm kidding! It might have been a big scene, but it totally wasn't your fault. It was Paul, alright? It was Paul's fault. I'm trying to be funny, it's not working. When you jump, you have to calculate your trajectory, like I did just now. You can learn a lot from a master like me. Get dressed and cheer up. I could bottle up your gloom and sell it to a wizard. And what if he used it for evil? You can't let that happen, Hana. Her smile was wide enough to bridge a gap between continents. The beginnings of tears pricked from the back of my eyes, but this time they were only for a different reason. I opened my closet and tried to avoid looking at the sad lump of clothing inside, slathered up with dried ice cream. I only had 2 uniforms, which cost my dad an entire month's salary. Holy shit! You'd never find a laundromat! If I wasn't able to get the stain on this uniform, what would I do? Sighing, I took my second uniform off its hanger and slipped it on as Mai waited patiently for me. Or impatiently, excuse me. Ready to go? I guess so. Yeah! Good! I have to burp. Okay, nothing came out. Just as Mai said, no one paid any special attention to me. Good. Well, there were a few odd looks here and there, but nothing nearly as bad as what I was expecting. As the lecture went on, my anxiety, for the most part, faded. I took to staring out the window to avoid eye contact. A few boys were out playing... Jesus Christ! A few boys were out on the field playing soccer. Wait, was that PBG? I scooted closer, trying to get a better look. Hana? At the sound of my name, I leaped to attention. If there's something more interesting outside than samurai death battles, please feel free to enlighten us. You came here to learn, not to contemplate the scenery. Fuck soccer! Samurai death battles! Dude, pay attention. Yes, Miss Shizuka, I'm sorry. She turned back to the chalkboard and continued her lecture as if nothing happened. Who are you? A few desks in front of me, a guy sitting next to Brutal Moose turned and gave me a flashy thumbs up. I made a face at him, unsure of what exactly he expected me to do. Then Ian turned around and socked him in the head. The other guy mumbled something to him, probably apologizing. Ian's eyes slid to me for a brief instant. Then he looked away. Were they looking at me because of what happened yesterday, or was there some other reason? I shook my head. There wasn't time for this. I had work to do if I wanted to keep my scholarship. You have a scholarship to this school? Yet your father still had to pay for your uniforms? That's dumb. After pages and pages of notes on Japanese history, it was nearly time for lunch. Okay, everyone is almost free to go. The work tonight isn't so hard, so don't grumble. You should work together to complete it if you have a hard time. Also, as you may be aware, the Flower Festival is coming up in a week and a half. This news was met with a few cheers as everyone started to pack up. Since you have the day of the festival off, our first exam will be the day before. There were no cheers this time. Romance is wonderful, believe me, I know. But try not to let the festival distract you, okay? That is all. See you tomorrow. Miss Shizuka flashed a peace sign and winked as she walked out the door. What a weird teacher. Ugh, that lecture was so boring. Mai walked beside me, a tray in her hand. We were shuffling through the cafeteria trying to find a seat. Didn't you say that yesterday? Probably, but it's true for today too. Hana, help me. I'm gonna die of boredom. We have an assignment to keep us busy, Mai. What? We already have work to do? How did you not hear that? Mai sighed dramatically and then leaned to the side and rested her head on the crook of my neck. I reached up to pat her head a few times, but she straightened before I could do it. Oh god, Hana, Paul's walking over here. He's looking at you. Does he look angry to you? Why is he coming over here? Do you think he's gonna kick you again? I hope not. The same Paul who humiliated me last night strode towards me. I instinctively backed away, but he kept coming closer. I'm glad I found you. He didn't look angry to me. In fact, he was giving me an odd, lopsided smile. I wanted to make sure you weren't hurt or anything. You ran off before I could properly apologize. I looked down at my feet. It was embarrassing enough that I ran off crying like a little girl, but to know that I made them feel bad was even worse. At the same time, the image of my ruined uniform popped in my mind. I couldn't tell whether I was more angry or embarrassed, or whether I was feeling something entirely different. I got you pretty bad, didn't I? I think I ballerinaed too hard. He tilted his head to the side. It's a shame you're not wearing the uniform from yesterday. I like the pink splotches on you. It matched your hair. A deep, sick feeling crawled up from my stomach to sit in my throat. My dumb, stupid hair. Everywhere I went, people making fun of it. I thought the normal boots guys were different, and he was trying to apologize. How could he say something like that to me? Not for the first time I thought of dyeing it to a different color, but quickly I dismissed it. Paul was waiting for a response. Mai giving me a quick nod as if warning me not to mess this up. I mustered up my best smile, hoping it was at least somewhat convincing. It's okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm more than happy to pay for the dry cleaning. Joshua, Nick, and I already feel bad about everything. We've never made a girl cry before. Well, not by physically injuring her, I guess. Thank you, but I was just gonna scrub it in the sink. Dad and I could never afford things like dry cleaner, so I was surprisingly good at hand washing things. That thing's gonna need more than just hot water and soap, trust me. Tell you what, I have a friend who's a natural with that kind of stuff. I'll ask her to get this stain out for you. Just meet me later, bring your uniform, okay? I'll try not to kick you this time. Without giving me time to say yes or no, he nodded and turned to leave. He spun around quickly. I flinched. Are you and, Mai, right? Do you guys have a table? The cafeteria is pretty full right now, so you can sit with us if you want. Just for today. Yes! Yes, we'll go! Right, Hana? Oh, excuse me. I hit the wrong button. Lunch with the Normal Boots Club? Maybe I really could become friends with them. And then no one would bother me again. Not about my hair or the ice cream incident, right? Yes, please. Alright, follow me, ladies. He led us to the middle of the cafeteria where the Normal Boots Club sat with the table all to itself. Hey, you found her. You're Hana, right? I nodded, blushing as I took a seat at the edge of the table next to Paul. Mai forced herself between Jared and PBG. Her eyes were only a few sparkles away from forming huge hearts. Real subtle. So, Hana, we saw that you were upset and we're all worried. Are you feeling better? PBG looked at me, clearly concerned. My heart was beating hard against my chest, but I wasn't sure whether it was because I was nervous or because the sad look on his face made me want to give him a hug. Dude, if I ever met PBG, hell yeah, I'd give him a hug. That'd be cool. Or maybe it was because I was about 2 inches away from Paul and only an arm's length away from all the other guys. As I tried violently to open my mouth, whispers sped around the lunchroom. Look at those girls over there. Who do they think they are? How come they get to sit there? I wish Senpai would notice me. Main characters get all the luck. Suddenly my thoughts turned dark. Could it be that by getting close to these guys, I was setting myself as a target instead of getting protection? My thoughts sped in my mind. I was suffocating. PBG was still looking at me, even more worried than before. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. Please, don't feel bad. It was my fault for getting in the way. I'm sorry for causing such a scene. I should have controlled myself better. I hung my head. I wasn't sure how to act around these guys, so I defaulted to extremely polite. My father would have been proud. Hey, Hana, don't apologize. It was Paul's fault. Right, Polly? Nick shoved Paul, who looked exasperated. I apologized as best I could, Nick. Give me a break. It was a relief that PBG wasn't staring at me anymore. Almost no one was paying me or Mai any attention. Shane, however, was still shooting me quick, suspicious glances. It was almost like he didn't want me there, and I felt uncomfortable.
Hey, Hana.
How do you like it here so far, Hana? This is like the first time I've seen Gerard. Good. How about you? I mean, I like it here. Thank you. I'm just gonna go jump out this window now, if you excuse me. Gerard smiled at me, then turned away. I picked up my food. These guys were all wrapped up in their own conversations, and mine was busy preventing hyperventilation. What? Hyperventilation. Hyperventilation. God damn it, me. Mine was busy preventing hyperventilation from being so close to Jared. I can't talk the words. I can feel his body heat. Oh dear. You doing okay, Hana? A smiling Satch turned to me. I know we can be overwhelming. You're fine, right? Yeah, I am. Thank you. Thanks for recommending me that book, by the way. It's been really good. Do you like it? That's great. I figured you would. It's really funny, but the narrator's annoying. Yeah, he can be a bit rude. He pushed up his glasses, then grinned at me. You were pretty quiet, but I knew there was more to you. I winced. Sorry, I can be a bit of a wallflower. No need to apologize. I'm sure we've all been wallflowers before. But that reminds me, the flower festival. He turned to the group, addressing to them. As if on cue, they all suddenly turned to pay him attention. Who are you all taking this year? Right, the flower festival. Miss Shizuka mentioned it before. What is this flower festival? No one's explained it to me yet. It's basically just a festival. Didn't you have one of those at your old school? We didn't have festivals at my old school, but they were basically just 40 kids grouped into one room sharing snacks they brought from home. Shop parties. Well, we had something kind of like them, but I stopped going. Really? Aw, why not? They're so fun! I didn't really want to answer. There was no way I could say, well, my friends turned on me, so when I went, people pretended I didn't exist. But Mai was waiting for an answer and everyone was looking at me. I'm just not into that stuff, I guess. Oh, well maybe you'll like this one more. The flower festival happens all over Japan this time of year, but it's a big deal in Higabanna. That's the town right next to Asagao. There's apparently some kind of myth about flowers that's somewhat important. Supposedly the founder of Higanbana was an old man who got lost in the mountains and almost died of thirst. This flower spirit came to him and offered him help in return for his vow to protect her home. He agreed, and she drained herself of all of her water so he could drink. The man founded Higanbana to watch over the meadow in which he met the flower. In some versions of the myth, the man and flower spirit fell in love. It's a truly romantic festival. One may hope to find someone with which to make a vow of eternal love, just as the man and the spirit did, and to live on to protect the one they love. Jared winked, and Mai swooned. So during the day of the flower festival, there's a lot of stalls set up, and you can go play games and eat food or go flower viewing. Then at night, there's a special meadow over by the temple where you can go and watch the flowers, and there's a bonfire and dancing. It's a lot of fun. We look forward to it every year. Asagao sells paper flowers in a little booth to raise money for the school too, so there's usually a big volunteer drive beforehand for people who are good at origami. Origami? I'm good at origami! Really? Shane is too. Maybe you should work together. Uh-oh, Shane. Shane gave a tight lip smile. Somehow I didn't think that would be happening. Hey, speaking of, I swear you rejected 10 girls last festival season. I mean, there's nothing compared to me, naturally. But there were so many girls with broken hearts. I couldn't even mend them all. I have to end this episode off here because this is like 25 minutes long and I can't keep going. God damn it, stop being so entrancing. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Share with your friends if they like Getting your heart broken by a hot guy like Jared. I just realized he's still sparkling. I love that he is, like, the super hot guy. I love it. I'm really enjoying this game. So thank you guys. I already said the outro, didn't I? Oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Share with your friends if they like a sparkly pro Jared. Bye-bye! It's fucking hot in my room. Holy shit.